Hello, everyone, welcome back to the channel Future Force. Please subscribe and like my videos because today we are diving deep into one of the most dramatic, shocking, and visually unforgettable events in recent times, the fire at the Moscow Towers after a Ukraine drone strike. This is not just news, it is a story of architecture, resilience, symbolism, and the way that structures built with glass and steel become not only commercial centers, but also icons of a nation's strength and vulnerability. The Moscow Towers, which are part of the larger Moscow International Business Center, also known as Moscow City, are some of the tallest and most advanced skyscrapers in Europe, designed to represent modernity, luxury, and global business power. But when those flames lit up the night sky, when the drone struck and the smoke rose above the skyline, the world suddenly saw them in a completely different way. Today, we will review this incident as if we are analyzing a structure in terms of exterior, interior, performance under stress, safety features, unique selling points, pricing value, and finally a conclusion about what this means not only for Moscow, but for all global cities living under high tension. When we begin with the exterior, we must picture the gleaming glass facades of the Moscow Towers. These towers rise with futuristic design, sharp vertical lines, mirrored surfaces that reflect the sky by day and the lights of the city by night. They were created to impress anyone approaching the Russian capital, serving as both a business hub and an architectural statement. Their exterior is not only about height, but about complexity. Different towers have different silhouettes, some with curved facades, some twisting upwards with bold geometry, others piercing the clouds with sheer vertical dominance. Before the strike, the towers symbolized luxury and power, with glass curtain walls that made them look invincible. But the drone strike changed that perception. The same glass that reflected beauty became fragile under impact. The fire spreading across the reflective exterior showed the vulnerability of even the most modern designs. Flames licking the edges of a skyscraper built with futuristic ambitions looked terrifying against the backdrop of Moscow's skyline. The exterior, therefore, tells a dual story, one of technological brilliance and one of unexpected fragility when warfare enters urban centers. The way the flames scattered across the glass panels and how the structure still stood afterward is a grim but powerful demonstration of endurance. People around the world watching the exterior shots could not ignore that architecture, no matter how advanced, becomes a battlefield when geopolitics reaches the heart of a city. But what makes the Moscow Towers most remarkable is their interior, and this is where the story becomes not only about damage, but about human experience, design, and safety. The interior of these skyscrapers was designed to be breathtaking. Imagine stepping into vast lobbies with marble floors, polished to a mirror finish, high ceilings stretching like cathedrals of modern capitalism, and walls lined with imported stone and designer lighting fixtures. These interiors were made to impress international clients, diplomats, business executives, and luxury tenants. Office spaces spread out across wide open floors, with panoramic windows giving uninterrupted views of Moscow, the Moskva River, and beyond. Each tower has its own unique interior atmosphere, some focusing on corporate efficiency, others on opulence, with restaurants, hotels, and even high-end apartments nestled into the upper levels. Walking inside, you would be surrounded by modern air systems, controlled lighting, intelligent elevators that recognize your floor automatically, and lounges that look like they belong in five-star resorts. It is this contrast, the designed comfort and safety of the inside, that makes the images of fire and evacuation so haunting. When the drone struck, People inside these luxurious halls suddenly had to face alarms, smoke, and the fear of collapse. Imagine being in a room filled with glass walls, with a view that usually inspires, suddenly seeing flames reflected back at you from another part of the building. The interior experience changed from calm to panic, from elegance to emergency. Yet, the fact that many were evacuated safely shows that the interior safety systems, like sprinklers, alarms, and evacuation routes, performed their duties under immense stress. This enormous transition in interior perception, from sanctuary to battleground, makes the incident unforgettable. When we talk about interior design, we usually think of furniture, lighting, and atmosphere, but here we are forced to think about how interiors transform under fire, how people interact with space when threatened, and how the very things designed for comfort become tools of survival. The Moscow Tower's interiors tell us both about the aspirations of a nation to be seen as modern and global, and the vulnerabilities that come with that visibility. Performance is another angle we must consider. A skyscraper is not just a static monument. It is a performance machine designed to withstand wind loads, temperature changes, and the test of time. But performance under a drone strike is a new kind of challenge. In this event, the Moscow Towers showed resilience in the sense that they did not collapse. Their structure remained intact, and the damage was localized. That is an indicator of solid engineering. The towers were designed with steel frameworks and reinforced concrete cores, which gave them strength. Their performance under fire and impact proved that these are not simply glass boxes, but serious structural systems. At the same time, the fact that drones could penetrate and ignite parts of the exterior shows the limits of architectural defense when warfare technology changes. Skyscrapers are not built like bunkers. They are built for beauty and business. The performance of the Moscow Towers that night was mixed, strong enough to survive, fragile enough to ignite fear across the city. For those watching globally, the performance was not only architectural but symbolic. It showed that the infrastructure of modern Russia can be touched, its skyline scarred, its symbolic towers turned into vulnerable giants. That performance, in geopolitical terms, reverberated far beyond Moscow. When we think about safety features, we need to consider both what was installed in the towers and how it worked under crisis. The Moscow Towers are equipped with modern fire suppression systems, sprinklers, smoke detectors, and alarm systems. They also have multiple emergency staircases, high-capacity elevators with fire-assistant designs, and communication systems for guiding evacuations. During the fire, reports suggest that evacuations were swift, that alarms worked, and that the majority of occupants were moved to safety. The building's safety features, therefore, were not only theoretical, they were tested in real life. But no safety system can completely erase the psychological shock of being in a tower under attack. Even if sprinklers control flames, even if staircases guide people downward, the fear of a collapse or further strikes lingers in the human mind. Safety is therefore both technical and emotional. The Moscow Towers demonstrated that their technical systems work, but the emotional safety, the belief that a skyscraper is untouchable, was shattered. In future, safety in such towers will have to expand beyond fire control and include anti-drone technology, blast-resistant facades, and urban security measures that anticipate this new era of warfare. The unique selling points of the Moscow Towers before the strike were obvious. They represented modern Russia's ambition, offering world class office spaces, luxury apartments, and hotel facilities that rivaled any in New York, London, or Dubai. Their location in the heart of Moscow, their towering heights, and their cutting-edge designs made them stand out as icons of prestige. They were not only places to work or live, they were symbols of belonging to an elite global class. After the strike, the unique selling points take on new dimensions. Now the towers are not just symbols of luxury, but symbols of survival. They show resilience under attack. They demonstrate that even when scarred, they remain standing. Ironically, this may add to their narrative. People may one day say they worked in towers that survived a drone strike, that their offices bore witness to history. Their unique selling point has shifted from just luxury and prestige to resilience and symbolism in an era of conflict. Price is another fascinating angle. Before the strike, office space in the Moscow towers was some of the most expensive in the city. Apartments sold for millions of dollars, and companies paid premium rates for the prestige of locating their headquarters there. After the fire, the price question becomes complicated. On one hand, damage lowers value. Potential tenants may fear safety risks, and insurers may raise rates. On the other hand, historical significance sometimes increases value. A property that has survived such an event may later be seen as legendary. In pure economic terms, reconstruction costs will be high. Insurance claims will be complex, but the real price is symbolic. The price paid in terms of global perception, the price of fear instilled in residents, and the price of a nation's image are immeasurable. The Moscow towers remain expensive in monetary terms, but their real cost is in what they now represent. In conclusion, the Moscow towers ablaze after the Ukraine drone strike is a story that blends architecture, technology, symbolism, and conflict. Their exterior showed us beauty and fragility. Their interiors revealed both luxury and vulnerability. Their performance under stress was both strong and limited. Their safety features proved valuable but not absolute. Their unique selling points shifted from prestige to resilience, and their price became both financial and symbolic. This event reminds us that skyscrapers are not only buildings, they are statements of identity, and when they are attacked, the world pays attention. For Moscow, the towers still stand, scarred but upright. For the world, they are a warning that no city is untouchable, and for us, as viewers, they are a dramatic lesson in how architecture becomes history the moment fire touches glass. So if you found this analysis powerful, please subscribe, share, and stay tuned, because in this age of high alert, every skyline has a story waiting to be told.